All right. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens. You just Pastor Dow. I want y'all to listen to me real good, okay? This Matthew, this storm that's right off the coast, that's already ripped literally Haiti apart, and now it's running up Miami, up the coast, going up to Charleston, South Carolina. Listen to me very closely. You see, it's situations like these that prove the wisdom of people like myself and the people that are in the prepper community or being prepared. Because can you imagine the devastation is getting ready to take place? And if no more than, even if you had a mutual assistance group, if you had a family, someone that's trusted, they can trust you, you can trust them, and you know, that's getting very scarce in the time that we're living in now because people are so flaky, so flighty. Hardly anybody is a man or woman of their word. And if you ever find someone that's a man or woman of their word that has integrity of your heart, you found a jewel. You should do everything you can to try to cultivate that relationship. But if there's ever a time that's showing the wisdom of us in our particular community of being prepared and having mutual assistance group, and to where you never have to depend on the government for government assistance or shelter or food or a place to stay in case you have a natural disaster like that. Because I tell you what, the way that it ripped through Haiti, if it rips through Miami and all that coast like that, and it tears up that whole city, it may be months, even up to a half a year before things can even go back to normal. That means that you may not have a place to stay. You better hope that you had develop a good relationship with someone, or either you have prepared a bug out place, maybe 100, 200 miles away from there. That is at a secure designated location to where you can actually take care of yourself or your family. I tell you, it's priceless. It's priceless. I don't understand why in this generation right here that we have this cognitive dissonance. Also, with us is coupled with this normacy bias to where we can't function and think like the older people used to think. They used to can food, can jars, always putting up for a cold day, rainy day, feast of famine, type attitude. We need that to be restored because right now the system has us so dependent upon it that if the trucks stop running a town, we can't function. And people are so angry and so bitter and so hostile against others. And they have burned bridges so hard that even if you had suffered great atrocities, you had burned the bridge so hard and you had ended the relationship so bad that you've all but closed up the door. You've crossed the Rubicon. You have closed the door to anything being ever cultivated or restored back again because you've done things so bad. I can tell you right now, I'm a big-hearted man. As the old saying will go, I normally will give you the shirt off my back, but there's people who have literally crossed the line with me. As the old saying go, and I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna say it, but I know how to keep my heart from being bitter. That if they was burning and they was on fire, I wouldn't piss on them and put them out. That's how bad people have done. That's how bad people have gone. That's the road that they have chosen to travel down. That if they was on fire, I wouldn't even piss on them to put them out. There wasn't water within 50 miles. I wouldn't even waste my piss on them. And I know that sounds rough. I really, truly do. But you think about it for a second. You look at whereas I communicate things in the openly, and I don't mean any ill will about it, you may think it in your heart, or you may withhold good from someone. But I communicate, and I tell people flat out the offense. And usually when you do that, you try to give them the opportunity that even if there is something, they're trying to make it right. But you know how most people are. They want to try to make it right just because things are not working out for them. Because you have to discern that. We live in a wicked world. It's bad. But being a prepper, having a bug out location, being prepared, man, it sure is nice to know that you have already prepared yourself. And you've already got a place to run. I mean, the whole entire community of Straightway, our whole entire community, every single person here, if something came through this community and just literally ripped this place apart like a tornado or something like that, do you know that we have people that we are mutually assistance with, that we have fellow believers, that we can actually, we may not be able to all go to one location, but you know what? We have a place to go. We have a place to lay our head. We have shelter. We have food. We have fellowship. We wouldn't miss a beat. We would not miss a beat. And that's the things that I'm talking about more than anything. You know, when you have somebody that's a good friend, I often talk about my dear friend and pastor brother, Pastor Joe Fox on Viking Preparedness. You should go check him out. Man, I love that brother. Man, do I love that brother. Love his family. Just a true-hearted, good-hearted man. That's all there is to it. And shares knowledge and information with you just like I do. Because we don't want to see anybody suffering in pain. But there's very few of us left. Very few of us left. I got plenty of friends I can mention on here. Jay Snip 4. I can go on and on and on. And that's not including the people that are in the ministry. But man, I tell you, this is the time to where you do not want to be burning bridges. Because you just never know. When that bridge is burnt, you may be standing on the other side of that canyon only wishing you could get back again. Have a good weekend.